Want to add more excitement behind the wheel? Choose Shell V-Power Premium Gasoline and experience a drive that comes alive. Shell V-Power removes an average of 60% of performance-robbing gunk on intake valves left by low-quality premium gasolines, and it starts with your very first tank. And now you can save big on Shell fuels. Just sign up free for the Fuel Rewards Network program and receive at least 3 cents per gallon instantly on every fill-up. For full offer and details, visit fuelrewards.com. Shell V-Power Premium.
Hello, podcast fans. Adam Carolla here. I'm leading the fight against patent trolls who are threatening this medium. It's not about me. It's about the podcast you're listening to right now. If I go down, this show could be next. Visit fundanything.com/patent troll for more information on how you can keep podcasting alive. Thank you and mahalo.
Geico presents Fan Mail to a Pig.
Dear Maxwell, first off, hope you are well. And I am. Seems like all you do is promote Geico's web and app abilities. And while I really enjoyed your last commercial where you talked about how I could take a photo of my VIN number and add it to my account all via my Geico app, I've got to think it doesn't leave you much time for anything else. Do tell. Sincerely, Miranda Morgan. Well, Miranda, thank you for asking. And this Geico spokespig does have time to do other things. For instance, I do love
VIN scanning to add a car, just a tap away on the Geico app.
Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game change.
donuts.
If you wanna battle, it's either that you will or you won't.
You know, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Gals.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
There's something wrong with us. Something very, very wrong with us.
Hey, man.
More Stories podcast with the lovely Lisa Lampaneli. Fat Girl Interrupted is the one-woman show, right?
Yes, it is.
Now, I take umbrage to that title, or maybe it's apropos.
It is.
Because you're very slim.
I am. I lost 107 pounds.
100, that's a lot of sex.
That's pretty good.
That's a lot of sex.
Oh, that's no sex.
No sex.
No.
No sex is making you gain weight.
Yes, that's the problem.
Well, they do make condoms.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't why.
Oh.
Just with inappropriate partners, let's just say that. When you're with the wrong person, you don't want to F them.
No. So you just sit in bed and eat next to them?
Oh, yeah. You just eat a lot. You know you're not really, truly in the happy relationship you thought you were in when you just are like, what do we eat now? Because you know what I mean? It's like we never think of sex. We never get around to it. So that's why we're getting through the divorce amicably.
Oh, yeah.
Happily.
Now, Jimmy, who
Right.
I know.
You know him from Gotham.
I didn't know you were
Club.
divorced. And when you came in, your Wikipedia page said you just got divorced.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, I know Jimmy from Gotham Comedy Club.
Right.
He always has that cool beard. He looks like he's in the Just for Men commercial.
He does.
He's like a giant man.
Yeah, well, the thing is, he's like 6'3", 6'5", something like that. Oh, it's bad when you don't know your husband's height.
Maybe that's why you got divorced.
Maybe
You know
that's a
nothing
sign, too.
about him. Why'd you guys get divorced?
That's the problem. I think we didn't really know each other that well when we got married. Like, we were the type that kind of at the time he filled a good need for me, which was I wanted to be with somebody safe and protective and who'd never leave kind of thing out of my own insecurity.
And then you leave him. What a creep.
Exactly. That's why I had huge guilt until, thank God, he got a girlfriend who I actually like and know. And I was like, okay, now the guilt is done. I sucked him into this horrible relationship. And now that he's moved on, I'm like, okay, I can just move on too.
You lose 150 pounds and then you cut him loose.
Well, he lost 100 in his defense.
Did you guys lose it at the same time?
Yeah. Like, I got gastric sleeve surgery in April of 2012, and he got it in June of 2012 because he said if I didn't die on the table, he'd do it, which is very loving if you think about it. So he
Ain't
got
not for
it.
nothing, but if you come out of this, maybe I'll think about
maybe
it.
I'll get lose weight too. So, yeah, no, he lost a lot of weight, and he looks like a movie star. Like, he looks real good now.
He really, I don't know how David Chase missed him on The Sopranos.
No kidding, right?
He's perfect.
I know. He could have been that guy, the one who, the gayish one. Remember the one at the end, the Fanuc?
Johnny Cakes.
Yeah. Oh, I love Johnny Cakes.
I love Johnny Cakes. But I think the listeners of the More Stories podcast need to know you never call him Jimmy. It's the first time. So you've been
Jimmy Big Balls.
Jimmy Big Balls.
Yeah, well, that was because he had those balls that look like.
No, we don't know. You're looking at me and Vito, engineer, like you remember Jimmy's big ball. No, we don't know.
Oh, we had huge balls, like the entrance to Epcot Center. I mean, huge. It looked like that thing a hobo puts on a stick and puts over the shoulder. You know that big freaking thing.
Like when Scooby-Doo runs. Scooby-Doo. Like when Snoopy runs away. The kerchief on a stick.
That's exactly it. Big and hairy. I hadn't seen anything that big and hairy since I gave Oprah a Brazilian. Okay, I mean it's huge. So,
Jimmy Big Balls.
But this is the one thing I wonder, because his new girlfriend is super nice. I like her. I kind of introduced them. See, I do my job, you know. If I'm going to leave you, I'm going to set you up for the future. First of all, you get money from the prenup, but not too much, because I had a very good prenup in my favor. So I gave him a little money to get started. I set him up with the new girlfriend. But how is she dealing with those balls? That's what I want to know.
Do you ask him?
I got to get close enough to ask him, because they are horrifying.
How? Like, do they hurt when you make love?
Dude!
I have very small, and full disclosure, I have very tiny balls.
Oh, really?
Tiny.
Is it off-putting?
No, they're just small.
But that's even weirder.
Why is that weirder?
Well,
you just said his balls were Epcot Center entrances.
Well, they are. And you know what the thing about the balls were, too? It's like one day he showed me, as he was losing the weight, and this is how we know God hates me and wants me to go to hell, those balls, as he lost the weight, the balls got bigger. It was almost like, it wasn't just an optical illusion. It was like they legitimately gained in size. So one night he's laying there and he goes, hey, check it out, because that's how he talked, because he's a wop. His ball was resting on the sheet on my side of the bed. And because I'm a nice person trying to be spinning it positive, we never have to buy throw pillows again. But you know what? I think, Vito, if I may call you that is the night I know. When I saw that one ball on the sheet and the other one on the nightstand, I was like, this is done. We got to get out of this relationship.
Yeah. Or you could have rested your head on it and loved him.
I could have. Or used it as a doggy bed for
or a doggy door.
Yeah.
A trick dog door, like the Winchester Mystery House of Nuts.
Oh, my God.
You think you're coming and going.
You don't know.
You ever see on the Learning Channel that guy that had 135-pound balls?
Well, that's a disease, though.
Yeah, but you would 100, like at 3 pounds, you would go see your. All right. How heavy were Jimmy Big Balls balls?
I never weighed them, but honestly, if you're classy out there, and I doubt you are listening to Jay, they looked like 2 Cabernet goblets. Like Cabernet, it's like that big one. Poor Jimmy. And you know what? Now that we got divorced, we're still very amicable and friendly. But get this. A friend of mine went in. You know Joe Bartnick, the comedian? Yes. He went and he saw Jimmy. He goes, hey, Big Balls. And Jimmy goes, I'm divorced now. I think Jimmy Big Balls is dead.
Jimmy Big Balls is dead.
I'll just be called James from now on.
How does he wear pants?
You know, a lot of pleats.
Lisa Lampaneli's website is insultcomic.com.
Yes, it is.
And here's the thing. I always love watching you do stand-up. And you've always been really nice. Like when I'm at Gotham, you'll always come by. Sure. I know your husband was there too, but you and I have always spoken and we've always gotten along great.
You're good.
Thank you. You're very nice. I'm always fascinated with comics that get away with it. And other comics say the exact same thing and they're on TMZ and they got to issue an apology.
Right.
Is it the fact that you don't give 5 fucks from the start?
I think it starts from there where you just go, I'm having fun. I can say these words and not piss anybody off. And you can just go, I'm having a blast. So they're going to. You know how when you write a joke, you go, I don't have to test it because if I think it's funny, they're going to think it's funny. Like you just sell it.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it is that I really don't have a prejudice or racist bone in my body. Like I love the gays, as you know. I love the fags. So I can call them anything I want. Kathy Griffin even said to me once, she came to my show and she's like, oh my God, you call them cornholers and ass pirates and Hershey Highway Patrolmen, rectal rangers, turd burglars, sperm burpers. She's like, how do you get away with it? I go, I don't know. They just know I love them. It's like when you have a friend who you can joke around with.
Yeah. And the audience is your friend.
Yeah. And I just have love for them in my heart. So if somebody gets offended, I kind of think to myself, wow, that person and they just don't get me and go see somebody else. That's fine.
And I'm glad a comic like you has the free reign to do what you're doing because you're hilarious because it works. You know what I mean? Like if you sucked, I'd be like, this is just shock value. It stinks. It's no good. But you're like, you're hilarious. And when you do it, I'm thrilled because I get so sick of comics issuing apologies that now there's a whole movement, stop apologizing. And I say on my radio show, the next time I have to apologize for a joke, I'm no longer in the radio business. Like
I agree with
I just
you.
won't.
I agree.
But I know what I can say and can't say because that's a corporate umbrella over there at Fox Sports. But here on the podcast, I even have to watch what I say sometimes because people take things out of context. But I've seen you just go, hey, look at the spick with the chink in the front row. And the whole place is like, oh, my God, it is a spick and a chink in the front
you're
row.
Just speaking the truth. And also those
speaking
words
the truth.
those
it's
words,
just the truth.
Yeah, what? I'm just saying it's observational comedy like Seinfeld.
Yeah.
No, but it's like I feel like it's so those words are just so stupid and it just points out we're all spicks by the end of a show. Do you understand? At the end of one of my shows, if you see me for an hour and a half like I do, then you're like, oh, we're all equal to everybody else. Like the message isn't a said out loud message of like, see how I've united us all in a one big potpourri of stink. No, you just go, wow, I feel like we're all on the same page now instead of one people being superior to another. So that's the subtle message of it. Yeah,
well, we know we're superior, so we're able to make fun of others.
That show, The Amazing Race, is about white people.
Yeah, I can't say it, so I let you say it, obviously. Has there ever been, there had to have been a show, though, where somebody came up to you afterwards and said, where do you get off?
Oh, certainly.
Really?
I mean, occasionally, and very occasionally. I mean, I'm doing this almost 23, 24 years, and a handful of people have gotten pissed off. But I had a big incident about a year and a half ago. It was horrifying. This thing where I had tweeted out a picture. I met Lena Dunham, and she told me that I was one of her heroes, that she came to see me when she was 16. And her mom had said to me, oh, my daughter wants to be like you. And I go, what, a cunt? And Lena loved it, and she said she thought the story was great. But then I take a picture with Lena a year and a half ago, tweet it out, and I write, me and my nigga, Lena Dunham. Me being an a-hole, thinking everybody's going to know I'm a comic, everybody's going to know I'm kidding, and I did leave the R off the end. I got so much crap. Right. I mean, Wendy Williams was mad at me, talking about me, this one, that.
Wendy Williams, by the way, is the black woman on daytime TV who talks like an Italian housewife.
Yes. She's
hey, how you doing? I'm Wendy Big Bulls. She has a different wig every day of the week, and she's got a nose like LaToya Jackson, but yet she can judge you for saying me and my nigga Lena Dunham.
To be honest, I didn't even take offense at it. I was just sad. And I went on Stern and I talked about it. I was just like, I'm sad that they don't get it. I'm sad that, like, I'm being misunderstood because that's one of my hot buttons as a human. Like, I hate when I'm just misunderstood as bad intentioned. So, of course, I didn't apologize for it. I took a lot of crap. And I was just like, it'll ride itself out. And it always ends eventually.
If you apologize, you give it like an extra 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Especially on social media. It's amazing, like on Twitter. If you don't, like sometimes I'll get into it with somebody. I've learned my lesson.
Yeah.
But, like, you'll get into it with somebody, and then, like, people fill your timeline with, who is this person? Like, what's going on? And you go, oh, my God, I perpetuated this whole thing. So you tweeted me and my nigga Lena Dunham.
And then I ignored it. I didn't say anything. And I looked up one night, the night it happened. 2 days later, I was still really upset about it. And I looked up, I just Googled comics who have apologized. And I looked at the list who had, and I looked at the list who had never apologized for a joke. And I go, I want to be with that list who never apologized for a joke. But if legitimately I'd hurt someone's feelings on a small level, like say I'm in doing the audience work and there's some gay guy in the front who just didn't want to be outed or something. If I'd hurt him, I would be like, totally apologize to him. Because
I'm on the apology list.
Why?
Adam Ray does a Tony Danza impression. We were going, Angela. And I just done the NASCAR awards, and Alyssa Milano, the listeners know this, but I'll tell you.
Yeah.
You guys got to fucking relax. Me and a friend are talking. I don't know why I said that like Colin. Me and a friend are talking, right? How often are you in a werewolf studio with Lisa Lampaneli? Vito and Lisa looking at each other, making eyes, reading Anne Sexton poetry during the breaks, all right?
I hope Colin Quinn could get more famous so you could get more mileage.
No shit. Between him and Barry Katz, I'd have another hour of material.
Like, what has Colin Quinn done to himself? What deal has he made with the devil that he can't get more famous?
I think he truly, like, he is an artist. I think he's an artist, and he just stays in his apartment, go on tour with like the Constitution, and like long story short. But he was on Girls. Speaking of Lena,
I know.
So Alyssa Milano was there at the NASCAR awards, and I usually do the podcast out of my house in my garage. I put a baby down. I kiss my wife. I'm going downstairs, and I hate when guys say to me, "How'd she look?"
Right.
Because I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm woman blind. And if you don't believe me, I can't help you. Like, I don't know. I can tell you what guys are hot. Alec Baldwin, I'll fuck that guy in 2 seconds. Fat Alec, not skinny Alec. Big sweaty Alec with the M&Ms.
Forgiving.
That's what's up.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like Rufus. Like I know what guys I think are really handsome, but like in like the magazines, all the girls, they all look the same to me.
Isn't that nice? Is that because your wife? You just are so.
I just got one, and people when you know this, girls don't go through this. Like when girls get married, it's like this big celebration. I'm going to circle back around to the Alyssa Milano thing. Okay. Guys get married, they go, whoa, one pussy for the rest of your life,
I know.
bro. And I'm like, yeah, but it's the one I picked, stupid.
Right.
It's not like UPS dropped a 5 off at my door that won't stop talking.
Right. You have a 10 who probably knows when to shut the F up.
She never talks ever.
Oh, God, you're so lucky.
I wish she would talk more because she writes half my act, and she's like, she's in something. Well, the listeners know this already.
Okay.
So, yeah. So you get Alyssa Milano. He goes, "How did she look?" And I go, "Oh, bro, it was a mess." Really? She came backstage, she presented, took her Spanx off, and said, "Fuck it."
Oh man.
Alyssa Milano weighs like 105 pounds. She's like this big. She's a Hummel.
Yeah.
And then and he goes, "Really?" And I go, "Oh yeah." She's like 180, 175, 180. He goes, "How do you know?" I go, "I just read it on her gut." And then someone isolated that and sent it to her. Wow. And then she tweeted, "Thank you for," this is the key phrase, the media phrase, "Thank you for fat shaming me."
Oh, God.
I was on ABC News. George Stephanopoulos and Robin Roberts had a segment about me fat shaming Alyssa Milano. And then they showed my one joke about Danica Patrick at the NASCAR Awards.
Right.
Like, this isn't the first time he's bashed women.
Oh.
I made fun of Jimmy Johnson that night for 6 minutes. So I sent an apology to her because she really thought somebody just sent it to her out of context.
Yeah.
I don't want her to think I'm sitting in my garage like making jokes about Alyssa Milano. So my apology was to her.
I think that's fine.
I felt bad.
You actually, if you legitimately feel bad for a joke, then there's no problem with apologizing because that's just being a human. But if you're apologizing because corporate says you have to,
I'll be
you
fired.
wouldn't do that.
No, I won't ever again.
No,
ever.
I could see that.
Ever again.
Hey, look at Joan Rivers. She never apologized for a joke.
You know what? Robin Williams dies, and it's like one of the greatest people of all time, and all the demons he did, and then like right after him, Joan, and I don't think anybody's talking enough about Joan.
Really? It's weird because I would listen to Howard so much, and they did a whole
it
seemed like a whole week.
I don't get satellite. I got a new truck. I don't have satellite, so I don't have it
so
anymore.
they're giving her lots of respect.
Okay,
and stuff.
good.
And I got called by everybody that day, like for a quote and everything. So I think they're really paying some mad respect to her.
Did you give the quotes?
Yeah, I did because she hated me. She did.
Why?
This is what's funny. I was always a fan of hers because she was groundbreaking, and you have to be happy for anybody who opened doors for you. Just as a woman comic, she was edgy and bawdy and allowed us to do that. But she would go on Howard because she wouldn't be up to date on my act, and she'd say, "Oh," he'd ask her, who she likes and stuff, and she'd go, "Oh, that Lampaneli, she's a one-trick pony. All she talks about is the black guys." Then she said this 7 years after I ever made a black joke again. Like, I haven't made a black joke in 7-8 years out of respect to Jimmy because now I make jokes about his balls instead. So I'm at least a 2-trick pony, balls and black cock. I thought that was pretty good.
And sperm burgers.
And chinks, too. Don't forget that. And niggas.
And with no R, though.
Of course.
But here's the thing. If you put – this is how crazy it is for people like Lisa and me and the Daniel Tosches and the Jim Nortons. If you put the R on that same exact tweet, one letter, you would have been the most vilified human being on the.
I kind of was already. The A was pretty bad.
I know, but imagine if you just wrote N-I-G. I won't even say it. If you just put N-I-G-E-R, game over.
Well, Jay, you would laugh because as I.
Why do you keep looking at Vito? What's going on here?
Oh no, I'm kind of sharing. Is that
no,
okay?
He's just a tech. Don't worry.
Oh, he's nobody?
I thought you had a little crush on him.
No. I was just trying to be
inclusive. What do you mean? No, you said no way too quick.
She's being respectful. I was just kind of thinking. Yeah, I'm not. Am I staring at
you?
Yeah. Am I?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm
really...
not in love with you. Don't worry about it. No, I'm still working on myself until I'm ready to date. Sorry, I'll look at my publicist and say she's way hotter than Vito. I know, right?
You can look at Vito all you want.
Oh, my own. Okay, so anyway, when the N-word tweet went out, the N-I-G-G-A tweet went out, I said, I'm going to try one night of shows where I don't say any racial slurs just to prove I can do it. And I did it, and it was still really super funny. So I was like, okay, I prove it to myself. And then the next night, of course, I went right back to the chink spick, all that stuff. I just wanted to prove it to myself. But then I said, okay, I'm just never saying the N-word again. I said never again.
And have you never said it since?
No, of course I've said it, like the very next night. I always break my promises to myself.
I'm never saying this word again. Right. Look at all these.
I couldn't help it. And I go, you know what? That's
what
just
is it, a
me.
King Kong movie in there?
I said, if it's meant to happen, it's going to happen. I'm going to say it if I need to. And I've only said it in the context of where I tell all these stories about me yelling at people because I had such big anger issues for the last few years. So I said something like, I got old people disease before I was old. Like, you know how 80-year-olds can yell nigger and you won't even be mad at them?
Yeah.
That's the only context I tell the joke. I say the word. Like, I'd never say, look at this, enter in the audience.
Yeah.
You know, unless he was really dark.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Just kidding, blacks. Don't get your machetes out.
They don't listen to podcasts.
They don't have the money.
Here's the thing with you and your act is I've seen you on so many roasts.
Wait, first, I'm really upset that Vito isn't somebody, and I've been wasting my time looking at him.
No, Vito does all the imaging
Vito,
for Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah, but that doesn't help me.
No, he cannot help your career at all.
No, why am I looking at you? You know why? Because you were nice to me when I had the dog in my hand.
First of all, he's hot. Let's get that out of the way. Vito's a hot guy.
Handsome. I mean, he's all right.
I would put Vito down as hot. Got a beak on him.
No, the nose is not bad because I'm Italian and I have it too. You're okay. Like I bet you got a hot bitch. I do. Yeah, see, they all do.
Armenian. Go.
Oh, wow.
Have at it.
That's
an Italian and Armenian baby.
Yeah.
Gonna be born in a fursuit. They're gonna give birth to a werewolf.
I know. I see the werewolf memorabilia.
Yeah, the kid's gonna come out. The doctor's gonna hold up a silver bullet and say, "Behave."
Choose Shell V-Power Premium Gasoline. It removes an average of 60% of performance-robbing gunk on intake valves left by low-quality premium gasolines. And it starts with your very first tank. Choose Shell V-Power today and let the excitement begin.
Jay, do you just love how naturally funny you are?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. Do you ever think about it?
No,
do you ever think when you are?
Never.
No,
but I always go, there must be some guys who recognize they're gifted. I wonder, or they just have way too much self-esteem or just they're delusional?
I have a lot of self-esteem.
See, that's really good.
Yeah, and the discussion in my house, we've talked about it before, is my wife thinks I'm an actor that learned how to do comedy because I have no hole.
Yeah.
I have no, like, that emptiness where I wake up like, ugh.
Right.
I just wake up like, let's go get it. I'm always happy. And
that's probably why you're successful and not just stuck at one place.
But can comics, I don't know any other comics that just wake up happy all the time.
I do.
Really?
Yeah,
Who?
since the divorce and since my father's death.
You?
Yeah, because what happened was I had my father was the closest person to me ever, and he died in May, but I had him with me for 6 months at home, and I just got so much from him and so much from, taking care of him that I was like, that's what fills the hole, being of service to somebody else. And now I wake up and every day I'm like, how lucky am I that I got out of this marriage that wasn't bad, but wasn't great.
And on good terms.
Mediocre stuff. And it's like, I don't know, I just feel happy all the time. But I think you have to go through something to get there, unless you were born like you.
But when you were born.
Oh, there was the hole and a half.
Yeah. See, I never had it.
You're so lucky. Were your parents just awesome?
Yeah. You know what? My whole thing growing up was it just seemed like I was the only one around. Like on the street, I was always 2 years younger than everybody else. I was always alone. Because once kids go to junior high and you're still in fourth grade, later, no matter how much stickball you play, hoops in the driveway, hey man, we're in HB Whitehorn Middle School. We don't have time for this guy. He's a fourth grader.
Yeah,
and then the same thing happens again in high school. Then you start doing comedy and you're 16 and everybody's in their 30s. And you're doing well.
Yeah.
And then you get Saturday Night Live at 23 and you come home to your roommate to complain and your roommate would literally give his big ball just to be able to complain with the same thing. So no, I never had it.
Wow.
And I think that makes other comics not like me.
Of course.
I'm certain of it.
Because we're jealous of things we really want to have. Like tomorrow, if somebody said to me, are you jealous of who has a TV show? Like Chelsea Handler. I'd be like, no, not on the professional level. But anyone with that self-esteem that you just crave.
I only think about the cash. I would love that cash.
But why?
Because you can buy things?
No. But I think
you go to Hawaii for a month and it doesn't make a dent. It's like buying a sandwich.
But don't you kind of feel like the money takes care of itself if you're you're earning what you need?
Yeah. But one of the best things my manager Barry Katz said to me when I was 20 years old, he goes, the money will come, never worry about the money. And I never really worried about the money, and it came.
Yep, that's how I feel.
You want it to come more.
Yeah, that's true.
You want that Chelsea Handler crazy fucking 5 best. You go to the airport, you see somebody's book that you know.
Oh, I know.
It's Jim Gaffigan, Chelsea Handler, and you're I wrote 2 books. Why isn't?
Yeah, my book was in the bargain bin before it came out.
I didn't know you wrote a book.
Yeah, thank you.
What's the name of your book?
Chocolate, please. It was see, everybody should just buy it Your 3 listeners will buy it. You can find it in paperback still out there.
Here's what you do, Lisa. It's Lampaneli, right?
Yes, it is.
I have an Amazon banner on my website. You have a website called insultcomic.com,
Yes.
and everybody, they support this podcast by going to the Amazon banner at jmohr.com. Basically, Amazon wants to know that you got there through my website, and then buy stuff, and then I'll read what you bought. You got to buy, what is it called?
Chocolate Please, My Adventures in Food, Fat, and Freaks.
Okay, Chocolate Please by Lisa Lampaneli. Go buy that book. I've not read it. I don't know if it's good or bad,
It's
but
great.
if Lisa wrote it, I'm assuming it's fucking fantastic because she makes me laugh all the time. Stand up, meeting in hallways of weird buildings in Manhattan, and doing a podcast. You said chocolate.
I know,
Please.
you busted out.
It's hysterical.
Well, at the time I wrote it,
You're
I
like,
liked
you know, it's the
Chocolate
apologies. My father, we took a chocolate, please.
Men. Yeah.
Just everything you said prior.
It was a juxtaposition that was inappropriate at that time.
Matt Roberts used the Amazon banner at jmohr.com. Matt, this is what, you got to buy Chocolate Please by Lisa Lampaneli. Everybody does.
I guarantee it's
Do you make
on
any
sale.
money off it still?
Oh, no. Mm-mm. I didn't make any money off it. You know, I got a huge advance, which was the
There's an H in huge.
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 Huge advance.
Say huge human.
I had a huge human advance.
There you go.
Is that okay?
You had a big advance.
So I had this big advance. Yeah, let's just avoid
That's all the money you get.
Yeah.
The advance.
That's it. But it was at the time where all comics were getting a book deal.
Yeah.
So they thought we'd all make some money for them, and we didn't.
None of us did.
But here's the problem is getting a second book advance now.
It's hard.
Yeah. So I'm just like.
Third one, impossible.
I know. It's not going to happen.
Matt Roberts. You like this guy. Seems like a regular guy, right? You want to say something to Matt Roberts? Want to insult Matt Roberts?
Sure.
He put his nickname Schnib.
Oh, boy.
Go ahead, hammer him. Light him up.
That's kind of you asking me to, like, work.
That's like a Z Morning Zoo.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of bet you I'm going to set you up for, Lisa. Lisa Lampaneli in studio doesn't like blacks or Puerto Ricans. That's crazy.
Says the N-word. Everybody loves that.
You know, here in Miami, Lisa, we don't have Puerto Ricans as much as we have Cubans. Go.
Yeah, hey, good thing you floated here. Hey, I didn't recognize you without your raft. Hey, Leon Gonzalez, how you doing?
Lisa Lampaneli. 8th caller gets the cheese. Come on, people. Matt Roberts, Dear Jay Moors. I purchased a Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia costumes for my son and daughter, respectively, using the Amazon banner at jmohr.com. Don't worry, I will not make them kiss like in the movie. Love the show. Keep up the positivity. Love you, dude. Matt Schnib.
You know what I love about
Roberts.
Schnib? He says he purchased the costumes for them respectively, meaning, you know, Luke's definitely, the boy's going as Luke. Don't worry about it. I'm not dressing that little fag up as Princess Leia. Like, he has to put that in.
Like, don't worry.
He doesn't want his kid to be gay.
No.
You're a fag
I would love
basher,
to have a gay
Matt.
kid.
I would love it.
I talk about it all the time. If I had a gay kid, and I used to say it on stage, and I say it on stage once in a while. Do you ever get to the point where, like, you have enough material? It's a really douchey thing to say, but it's you and I talking, and the listeners will have to just realize that's how you and I would talk in real life.
Okay.
Do you ever get to the point where you have so much material that, like, second show Friday or whatever, you're like, oh shit, there's like 20 minutes I haven't done in like years.
Well, you know what? Since I do theaters, I don't have to do 2 shows a night.
You're an asshole.
I
hope you gain all your weight back.
I will.
I hope next time I see you, you're a
Guaranteed,
fat
in
blob
3
of
years,
shit.
I'm going to be a fat fuck again.
I hope you and I hope you have 135-pound balls.
How are those clubs back? Remember those old days? How
You
is that?
son of a bitch. I do theaters too.
Oh, come on. In your
San
hometown.
Antonio, November, what? Majestic Theater in my hometown, Verona, New Jersey. I'd be in the woods with a red
I'm
Solo
just kidding.
cup.
You know I'm just joking around.
Why you, Paul? I don't give a shit. It's me and you.
because I love you.
But I do about having gay kids.
I love. You know what? I wish I had a retarded kid, and I'll tell you why. I was very offended. I know you're laughing silently, so your audience doesn't know how mean you are. But I saw a woman on Oprah years ago saying the most devastating day of her life when she realized her kid was going to be special needs. And that felt very evil to me, that she was so devastated over having a retard kid. Like, to me, a retard kid is a gift from God who you don't have to save for college tuition for.
Talk about being of service.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. My aunt's special, Aunt Christy, my wife's aunt, she's 50. And it's like that whole side of the family, that's all they do all day.
Right, right.
And she's like, can I have a Diet Coke? Like, she has echolalia too. Like, she'll get something in her head. Like, can I have a cup of coffee? Can I have a cup? All day. Wow. That's all. They've just traded in their adult lives to care for this human being. They have a special place in heaven. These people.
Yeah, see, that's why we got off easy. Admit it. All your kids are normal, right?
Yeah.
And, like, you got these normal dogs.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even have a dog with like a half a nut or half a left leg. I mean, you see some of these people with the dog with the little wheelchair
Sarah McLachlan
thing.
dogs.
Oh, awful.
I love that commercial.
I do too. It kind of makes me laugh.
I'm like, are they redoing the I Am the Walrus video? Like, what happened? There's a dog with mustard coming out of his eyes. There's a rabbit on crutches.
My God, it's so sad.
And then she comes on and she wants to sell me a fucking homeless dog. She has a $3,000 pedigree golden retriever in her lap.
Does?
Yeah, she's petting the thing.
She's just evil now.
She's
dead to me.
How many homeless people did she avoid to sell me, unload a homeless cat?
Hello.
On me.
You sounded like Colin again. Cat.
I do. All right. Don't make a big deal out of it. What can I say? I've always been a fan of the felines, you know? Catwoman. She did it for me. All right. Stupid.
Jay Mohr.
What?
I saw Picture Perfect again the other day.
Aww.
And I have to tell you, it is so cute. It is one of those movies that when I turn it, like, you know, when you're flipping channels and there's nothing better on, you just have to watch it.
Well, there's nothing
better on.
better
This is so much better than watching
movie.
a good movie. Sometimes you don't want to watch something with quality. You want to watch a Jennifer Aniston downgrading herself to work opposite of Jay Mohr.
It's true.
Yeah.
And believe me, she thought that's exactly
I'm
what
sure she did.
Oh, she was the worst.
Yeah?
She was so mean to me.
Really?
The meanest person I've ever met in show. She made me cry.
No way.
I was 26 years old. I went to New Jersey, put my head in my mom's lap, and I wept. And I went, she's so mean.
That's awful.
First day of rehearsal, she walks in. I'm talking to Ileana Douglas. And she goes, 6 guys they screen test. She's talking to Ileana. She goes, 6 guys they screen test. The one fucking guy I hate. That's who they hire. And she points to me. And then she goes to her dressing room.
That was inappropriate.
That was the first day.
Wow.
And then we had like those dancing scenes at the wedding.
Yeah,
And they would say cut. And she would look at the table like Kevin Dunn, Faith Prince, like Broadway royalty, Faith Prince.
Yeah.
And Kevin Dunn, who's like that guy. He's in everything. And they'd go cut. And she would look at the table of these people and go, see? And this shit went on for a month.
And
Lisa.
this is why Brad left her and did better.
Yeah.
She deserved that. And she's dating that guy who had one part.
She's been pregnant for 44 years.
Oh, God. She wishes. She has one of those fake stomachs. She's just like totally play acting.
What's a fake stomach?
She's just acting like she's pregnant. She ain't pregnant.
How about Patricia
How black
Heaton?
did I just sound? What happened?
Oh, okay.
She ain't pregnant.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be a nigga.
First of all,
really? Like I had said, she ain't pregnant.
Huh? Say what?
Her weave ain't even good.
I saw the tracks. I saw the tracks like Amway. I saw them tracks on the back of her head.
You said Amway instead of Amtrak.
What'd I say?
Amway.
It's the same.
No, it ain't. One's a feed store.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, do the Agway.
Agway?
Agway.
You okay.
Okay.
I like when people on like reality TV argue. They just say that one sentence over and over. No, it's Amway.
Yeah.
Amway. Amway. With the hand
like
of
that, too.
Amway. 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 And the other person's like trying to make a point.
But I just...
Amway? Amway? Are we talking about Amway? Amway? We're talking about Amway now.
Okay.
When shopping for car insurance, consider this. Geico has been saving people money on car insurance for over 75 years. So if you're serious about savings, it's simple. Go to geico.com. After 75 years, they know how to save you money.
So you do want a gay child?
I do.
First of all, you want children.
But no, I don't. I'm 53. That ship has sailed. I haven't had a period in 2 years.
Maybe you already went through menopause?
Oh, yeah.
That's young for menopause.
I know.
Isn't it?
It's good. Oh, that's why I was so angry on The Apprentice. That's why I was such a cunt on Apprentice, because I was just screaming at everybody. I had hot flashes. Well, plus I'm super competitive and hated everyone on my team. But I blame the menopause.
I think you and I are probably exactly the same. Like if I go on like whether it's Survivor or all right, let's just take the example. You, The Apprentice, when I go on, I'm winning. Like,
oh, God, yeah. Because
it's impossible.
Why wouldn't we win? Because we're geniuses.
I'm going to lose to fucking Teresa Giudice from The Real Housewives
That's who I was on with.
Oh, really?
Yes. And I was like, I'm not.
See, I don't watch that. I watch quality television.
I know.
I'm not going to watch Lisa Lampaneli on some.
But you would have loved me on it because I was gangster. And they did an article on the top 10 fights in the history of the show. I was the top 3.
Who'd you fight with?
Teresa, Diana Mendoza, this retarded Miss America from Miss Universe from Venezuela, who's friggin' idiot.
I'm really into the issues.
Yeah, like gay kids. Shut the fuck up. And also, gay kids. And the third one, Lou Ferrigno. Oh, my God, me and deaf. Ferrigno threw down. He's not deaf. His ears are just stupider than the rest of his body is. Guy's a fucking retard.
No, he's deaf.
Dude, he is not. I yelled really loud and he heard me. One day, this is how useless he was during a task. I sent him in Miss Universe.
Task.
No, I sent him in Miss Universe.
Hold on. Let me pause.
Okay.
You just started a sentence. I send Lou Ferrigno and Miss Universe out on a task.
Well, because
you're the worst manager ever.
No, guess what the task was? To get him out of the room, I told them they each needed to go buy bathing suits because I knew that they were both so physically obsessed with themselves. It would take them hours to buy bathing suits, and I needed to get rid of them because they were so stupid.
Right.
So then me and Dee Snider could get to work. I was with all the top level celebrities.
Dee Snider, Long Island, baby.
You know who was great though? Penn Jillette. That was a guy who I liked working with. That's a smart guy.
My favorite atheist.
Yeah.
Penn Jillette.
Yeah.
Who won that season?
Arsenio
Hall won.
Yeah, I was in the top 4. I won $130,000, $130,000 for my fag charity.
What's
by
the fag charity?
Gay men's health crisis.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I cured 2 fags of AIDS. No, I did. I'm telling you.
It's $65,000
I saw him
per
on the last show.
$65,000 per gay guy.
Pretty good.
For your charity.
Your division skills are very.
Oh
good.
no, it's bad. Yeah, was that? I didn't even know. I went to correct you. Was it correct?
Yes.
Gay men's health crisis is your charity.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
And so I always wanted a gay kid because I would just be happy that me and my wife were his parents.
Yeah.
But I would have ground rules.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to be gay, you're going to be so fucking gay.
Right. Commit.
Like, I want you roller skating, covered in glitter to school, listening to Donna Summer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want this, like, Tim Gunn wearing a suit, make it work bullshit. Like, I want full out crazy gay.
Right.
I want other gays to look at you for guidance.
Right.
Yeah.
As a role model.
Yeah.
I don't like gays who halfway it either. You should be able to see
I don't like anybody
coming.
that halfways it.
That's
I hate
true.
when comics read fucking notes on stage. You wrote it. You have 2 new bits. You got to go look in your phone. What the fucking Indonesian baby that smokes and the guy with 135-pound balls. That's all I got to remember.
That's all
and
we got.
the whole rest of the hour I already know. And I close with fucking Walken and Clint Eastwood and I fucking get out of there. And I got to write down on a goddamn yellow legal pad, Indonesian baby that smokes.
I know. They're
135-pound balls.
Richard Lewis used to always go up with the notes and fall upon. Get the F out of here. It ain't that tough. The job isn't that hard.
He was on the podcast and he said it was tough. He said he had so much material.
Well, maybe it's him being sort of anal about it. Like
yeah,
he doesn't like
he's
himself
like
enough.
mentally ill.
Yeah, we're not.
In a good way.
No, it's a bad way. Because
No?
they're pains in the cunt to be around. Like, I really like people who are normal and happy. I haven't hung out with comics in 10 years. I hate comedians.
And when they go, who do you want to open for you? And
no, I always have
wherever?
my own opener. I got a homo I take with me wherever I go.
I got out of the opener
get
business.
Get your own opener.
I get out of the business.
Yeah.
I don't care. 'Cause you know what? You get your own opener, you start paying them, and then things get wonky, and then
It used to, but me and Mo have ground rules.
The gay guy's name is Mo.
The Mo.
The Mo.
His name is Luke, but I call him the Mo.
The Mo.
The queer and I have ground rules, so he knows.
Queer. By queer, you mean strange.
No,
And he likes the cock.
Yes, a cock.
So these are the comics I love.
Okay.
And you're this exact kind of comic.
Okay.
Let's say we're at the Beacon Theater doing a show for Howard Stern.
Okay.
And we're sharing a dressing room. We're sitting on a couch. We're talking exactly like this. Somebody comes in the room and goes, they're bringing you on right now. And you just stand up and you go on stage and do your act. That's it. It's the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah.
If you've been doing comedy 12 years or more, you shouldn't have to do shit. You are a child's toy.
Yes.
Plug it in and press that weird fucking red button and everything's going to fucking light up.
Well, it's funny that you even mentioned this because I was talking about that 2 days ago. I said, I'm so happy my career's gotten to the point where I literally will finish a show Saturday at 10 and not think about comedy until 10 minutes of 8 on a Friday. I don't even worry about it because I go, this is good. It takes care of itself. I tape every show to make sure that I, start any bits I start on stage, I'll have on tape and punch up. But you don't have to think anymore.
When do you listen to yourself?
I have my assistant. We have this girl who transcribes it.
How much money do you have? You got a publicist, a gay opener, and an assistant.
And a manager, and a couple of agents, and a lawyer, and a Jew.
I didn't know Lisa Lampanelli had it rolling like that. Jimmy Big Balls, he's going to get ball reduction surgery with your money.
I wanted him to get ball reduction, but they said they don't do it.
Yes, they do it. They absolutely, they do it.
For diseased balls.
No, I heard the announcer for the Yankees, John Sterling. I heard he had ball reduction surgery because he was in a bathing suit and he freaked all the players out. Seriously, when he was in spring training.
Jimmy told me when he was in high school, he was jumping hurdles because he used to be really skinny. Okay, you're going to think it's a joke. It's not. He told me a ball popped out of the shorts and stunned everyone and knocked the hurdle down. It's true. He told me that.
Why would the guy with the biggest balls not just go be a shot putter with that low center of gravity?
Thank you. That's why we had to split
hurdles?
up, because he just didn't think enough.
He doesn't think enough. But we don't think enough either. We don't.
need a thinker.
Don't you think that's what great comedy is being able to not think at all? To
Yes.
just go up and talk.
Well, when you're up there, that's the only time you're freest.
Yeah.
Do you notice that's the only time you're 100% you?
Although after the Lisa Dunham tweet, I guarantee you the next show you weren't 100% you.
You're right,
It
because
in
I
the
was
back of your head.
trying to go,
Yeah.
let me see what I can do without saying spick and chink and this and that. You know? And yes, it's possible, but do I have as much fun? No. I want to have fun. If I'm doing this, let me have fun, or let me just get out.
Yeah. Do you do meet and greets?
No, only if it's mandated by the theater. Like if they say, we have 12 people who won through the radio station, then we just do a quick picture.
Yeah.
But I'm done with that selling and merchandise.
I used to do it.
Me too, and it's so
this
painful.
This weekend I stopped doing it.
Yeah. Oh, good for you. Because
You know
how much
why?
stress did it cause you?
You stand out there to sell T-shirts.
Mhm.
That's what you want to do.
Right.
And you're selling a handshake. You're not selling a T-shirt.
Exactly.
And I do like saying hi to these people because if they don't come, I don't get paid.
Right.
If I go to the Taft Theater in Cincinnati and there's 400 people, I never get asked back. Like in Spokane, you fucking dicks. Thanks for showing up.
I hate Spokane.
Well, I'll never have to see
I
it
mean,
again.
sure, I sell out there, but not Jay.
No, you know why? I don't make fun of enough people.
You don't. You don't call them the N-word.
No, I got too much to say. I'm a
You do. You have thoughts.
I'm an egomaniac. I want to
You
talk
have-
about me. This is what happened to me since I was fucking 8 years old. Why don't you guys understand how fucking interesting I am? Who is ordering fucking drinks in the middle of when I blew Eddie Collins when I was 9?
Oh my God!
What is happening
Did you
in this
blow
place?
a guy when you were 9?
Yeah, it felt good. He did it to me
Wow!
too. We were
There
touching.
is so much I don't know about you, and I'm
That
glad.
story's way out.
Wow.
Yeah, he asked me if I knew what a blowjob was, and I told him, yeah. But I thought a blowjob, public school in New Jersey, I thought a blowjob was when you blow on a vagina.
Right.
And he's like, he was 9, so I kind of had to do what he said. He
Wow.
goes, oh, no, that's not a blowjob. And then he showed me, and it was fucking amazing.
But did you feel weird because it was a dude?
No, because it felt so good. And I actually tell the story on stage because I don't give a shit. I go, imagine how much you like a blowjob now. Now imagine that same sensation before you know your times tables.
Wow.
Like there is nothing in your head other than, oh, my God. And then he told me to do him. And I actually said to him, I'm not gay. And he said, I'll tell. And so I just started blowing him because you don't want to get ratted out.
Right.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And we had a count. Like you do it to 30, you count to 30 each. And I remember I would do it to him. Only one person counted. The other one was busy.
Yeah, right.
And I would let him count to 40 because that means he had to do it to me to 40.
Right.
He's the chief of police in New Jersey.
Wait, though. You are how old at the time?
8.
And he's 9?
Yeah.
Do you know if that happened in this day and age, they'd be bringing that 9-year-old up on charges of molestation?
We'd be on
Everybody's
Dr.
so
Phil.
damn politically correct
I may have been
now.
born tonight.
You can't even blow a kid on the playground without having to go on Dr. Phil. You can't suck a dick on a playground. You can't fondle balls.
I mean, what are the woods for?
Yeah.
When you're a kid.
Hello.
We thought you got pregnant by peeing in each other's butts. We would touch dicks up against each other's like buttholes, and we would say, "Don't pee. I don't want to get pregnant."
Why didn't I do any of this stuff? I was
What do you
really
mean?
sheltered. We did nothing.
Where did you grow up?
Connecticut.
Well, that
explains
you live
it.
next door to Martha Stewart. You're probably not, and you don't have a dick to touch dicks with another
That's
kid.
true. That's true.
You never, and it only
Never did
boys do it. Boys are always like,
Yeah.
you watch little boys wrestle, they're grabbing each other's nuts.
Right.
You never see like 2 girls bumping donuts in the rec room at
No,
9,
you
like,
don't.
Daddy, get out! Like, you never see them like rubbing, they say that for the teddy bear when nobody's watching.
That's true. Yes, I must admit that was the truth.
You did that?
Oh, yes.
Was it like,
I still have that teddy bear. I'm not kidding.
I bet.
I know.
What's his name?
He's been laundered.
His name is Mo also.
Yes, also. They're all Mo's.
He's been laundered. So you actually got down on like stuffed animals as a kid. That was your freak.
Like a couple, not as a little kid, but like as a 14-year-old.
That doesn't count.
Okay. Well, I was a late bloomer. I'm still not quite bloomed.
What?
I've still got a lot to experience down there.
You're 52 years old.
I know.
It's got a fucking
get going.
drawstring at this point. You better get on it.
No, I got to get going. I got to try more stuff. I'm not very adventurous. That's what I always talk a lot of shit on stage about being so adventurous as jokes, but I'm really boring in this.
Really?
Oh, horrible. I'm not. And
Watching
also,
your act, you think there's like a conga line of
No kidding, and
black guys
nothing.
waiting in your apartment building.
well, they may be waiting, but
you guys
I
here to see
haven't
Lisa?
delivered. It was like the Underground Railroad through my apartment. Are you kidding me?
Harriet Tubman taught them.
Yes.
Rub the trees for the moss on the north side. That'll lead you right to this Lampaneli's vagina.
It's true, but no, I'm very I haven't tried a lot of stuff, and I figure I might.
Like what's on the bucket? What do you need to do?
Like, I have to be engaged emotionally.
No, I mean, what's on the list that you haven't done that you're like, I can't believe I haven't tried this?
Like, I never had two guys at once. I think that would be super
I've had
fun.
2 guys at once. I was 11,
and the other guy.
but
Yeah.
no.
I never did the anal. I hate blowing guys. I'm terrible at it. Because also I have that fake...
With that filthy mouth?
Well, I have this 4th-tier celebrity bullshit mindset of, like, I'm doing you a favor. So I think, like... I think with Jimmy, I was always like, well, I pay all the bills and I'm doing you a favor. I shouldn't have to F you too.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like, it's just another thing on my list. And like, God damn it, I have to write out the checks for everything. I shouldn't have to do you also.
Why don't you tell him what to write and you blow...
But he can't write.
He doesn't have opposable
you met
digits.
Him.
I'm very lucky because I'm bad in bed. And my wife...
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah. I'm like...
Really?
If I go like a minute, my wife will be like, are you doing coke again? Like, what's...
Right.
I've never done coke in my life, but she would think I was on something.
Right.
Like, it is fast and quick, and it's terrible.
And
but
does she get mad?
No, because she is very goal-oriented. She can, like, get 2 out super fast.
Really?
Or she'll just wait for the big one after my 16 seconds. Like, she has the libido of, like, a 15-year-old gay boy, and I have the libido of, like, somebody's bubby, some, like, 80... Like, I am the worst.
You give her Hanukkah money instead.
I do. I give her a little Hanukkah money, and I space it out over however many days. I'm not versed. How many days is Hanukkah?
Oh, I'm not a Jew. I'm Italian.
I know,
but I
you're
think
not.
it's
I thought
9.
Maybe, it's not. I know it's not 9.
I think it's 9.
It's
9
8 days of Christmas.
8 days of
8
shitty
crazy
gifts.
nights.
That's right. It's 8.
Vito, what's the Adam Sandler movie? 8 Crazy Nights. I knew he would know a fucking Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, I love well, why? I like he has a few that are good. I like Wedding Singer.
My wife said, pick a job that you love. You never work a day in your life. And she said, I chose blow. So
that's good. It
I'm
worked
lucky,
for her.
but you don't like it.
What? Oh, blowing?
Yeah, that's
I thought you meant blow
job.
like Coke.
No, job.
Oh, you hate it. But my gay friend Wendell taught me that all gays are, all Wendells are gay or black or both.
I know a gay black woman.
Of course you do. He taught me the twisty thing.
Yeah.
Where you twist it while you do it, and I just don't even want to do it.
Why, you're acting like I'm asking you to pick up a snake covered in dog shit.
But I just don't like it. I don't like anything. Like, I just...
Well, you're making somebody else, like, crazy happy.
But why should I make them happy? I'm the celebrity-ish.
What kind of fucking asshole are you?
I am kind of an asshole.
Why should I make anybody happy? I make strangers happy by calling them spick.
Well, that's the thing. I go, look at all I do for the world. I'm going to have to come home and somebody's going to take care of me. Rub my effing feet or something, you big dopey wop.
You've done so many... No, not at all.
No.
I think you're really playing it close to the vest. This is what's great about the podcast. People really cover up.
Right.
You've done so many roasts, and people have done so many great jokes about you at roast that there's a line in my head where I'm not sure even what's yours and what's not.
Yes, exactly.
Like, you are a complete original, where, like, if there's a roast and, like, Norton and Rich Voss and Colin Quinn go up and, like, smash Lisa Lampaneli, and then I watch your act, and then, like, a year goes by, it's all, like, this big stew of, but it still goes into your pot.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Kind of.
Like, you're getting credit for shit people said about you because the way you are made them think of the perfect joke.
Oh, that makes
for
a lot
you.
of sense.
Does that because you're like an actual complete original thing.
Right.
Like you're
I love when people make great jokes about me, and like then I can say them on stage. Oh, the best joke ever said about me was this, and then that's 10 more seconds I don't have to fill with original writing, which I think is really
in the big theaters you play. Well, I sweat out.
Well, you sweat out
the
talking
Empire
about yourself
Theater
getting blown
in San Antonio.
Way to plug your show.
Maybe you want to come see me at stand. You know
I would
what?
Love to.
I'll do clubs. I'll do stand up live November 15th in Phoenix.
Doesn't he have a cute way of crinkling his forehead when he's uncomfortable with his status?
I don't care. I'll do stand up live in November in Phoenix.
The fact is, you're clearly on your way. No, what I was really going to say before I had to go to the joke by being so emotionally vacant.
Great.
But I said you're clearly doing very well because you're a happy guy.
Yeah.
You have a happy marriage opposed to the rest of us. You have kids you like. I love your dog. I want to kidnap your dog. So you have a life that is fantastic. Plus you have this great career. You've got the whole thing. So you don't have to achieve anything else. Don't you feel proud of that?
I feel very. I don't know. Proud is the right word, but I'm always happy.
Content.
And I'm always so grateful that there's something so much bigger than me out there. Like, it's not, I don't believe in like, well, everything happens for a reason. It's all accidents. I just know everything happens.
Yep.
And for some reason, I don't know whether it was drive or Carlin always said, it's just fucking genetics, man. It's genetics. You're born with that fucking thing to keep working.
Yep.
So, no, I'm not proud. Like, look what I did. But I feel
proud of yourself
happy.
and going, and just to wake up content and just go, I'm not chasing something that I can't get. Like, comics don't seem to want to stop chasing some high and chasing something to fill
That's
it.
also the best part about comedy. There's always another rung on the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like an athlete where you hit like 37 and your hamstrings go out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're fucking 64 years old
73.
and you're still playing Indian casinos.
Who isn't?
Right? They pay you in wampum. You know, you're out there doing your
Beads and
thing.
trinkets.
You're doing the state fairs. You're next to the Bacon Brothers on
I
the
wish
side
I was
stage.
doing state fairs. Let me tell you, they pay
Be next to the
great.
hogs and mingle.
But don't you crack up when somebody
Nothing?
makes fun of you for playing a casino and you just know how much money it is and you want to go, but guess what? And tell them how much you made, but you can't because it's a dick move. But in your
Wait,
heart,
who makes fun of you for doing casino? Indian casino?
No. It's kind of it's a way to goof on.
Oh,
people.
yeah. Like,
You know what I mean?
when you go up to that Indian casino.
Yeah.
And you're like, if you had any idea. You
that
really
I
think I'm
don't
flying to
have
Syracuse on the fucking dole?
Yeah.
What are you out of your mind? Syracuse in January? What are you fucking crazy?
That's the worst when your agent has you. Mine always has me on this year and a half rotation everywhere. So, yes, you'll play Orlando in January one year, but then it's going to be in August in the next year. And you got to go to Orlando in 110-degree heat. That's my life, Jay Mohr.
Yeah, but you never leave the Radisson, so what do you care?
No, it's not the Radisson.
Believe me,
Weston
I've seen
at the
stay.
most.
What?
Sheraton at the most.
All right, let's do a little hotel talk.
Okay. Oh, I love nice hotels.
Fort Lauderdale, W, my favorite hotel. Crab
Fort
legs at the
Lauderdale.
restaurant right across the beach.
Where
When
do
you
I stay in Fort Lauderdale? I'm trying to think.
I don't know. I don't know why.
I think they put me up at like the Hard Rock or something.
Yeah, I won't stay there.
Yeah. Well,
That's where Anna Nicole Smith died.
Well, I love that.
I don't want to be haunted by a trim spot commercial in my middle of my sleep. And by the way, the one hotel in that part of Florida, not on the fucking water. It's in the middle of the goddamn
you know
woods.
where I like to do what I like to do? There's a St.
Shower?
Regis. You got to go to the St. Regis.
Well, in New York, it's the greatest hotel
No,
in the
there's
world.
some in the Florida area too.
I'm never going. I don't think I'm ever going back to Florida.
Well, it's disgusting, and
It
there's
is
bugs, and there's.
But if you're
people
from
who
New
live
Jersey
in
and Connecticut, that's our Hawaii.
Right, but I hate it. It's all people who are too old or too lazy to work.
And day drunk, hammered people.
Hate it. You want day drunk? Go to Anchorage, Alaska, man. There's Eskimos. I was once having breakfast after morning radio, 8 a.m., drunk from the night before. It's like Vegas, but disgusting and hairy and full of fur.
I like how you said that. Like Vegas is not disgusting, hairy, and full
it's
of fur.
so gross. I just left there this weekend, and I was.
You were in Anchorage last weekend?
No, Vegas.
Oh.
And I was like, I hate these people.
Where did you play in Vegas?
Venetian.
That's a big room.
Yeah, it's fun.
I play South Point, which is a much smaller room. But you know what? They take care of me, and they put crab legs in the green room, and that makes me happy.
See what happens when you're a Jay Mohr?
Middle of the road. You know what Martin Short said about me once? On the fucking Jiminy Glick show on television, he goes, as Jiminy Glick, he goes, I love how you always bounce around in this showbiz middle class.
That's really great, though.
But when he said it, something in me opened up, and that's when I really stopped swimming against the tide, and I realized there is so much for me to do in this quote-unquote showbiz middle class. Right. And my job now, until the day I die, is just to see if I can bump the ceiling a little higher,
Well, Jay, but see, I always thought of you as way above us comics because you did real movies and you were really actually good. So I had a boyfriend who was a comic, and he loved you. And he goes, I wish Jay Mohr would just be an actor because he's so good as an actor. Jerry Maguire, you killed it.
It was my first movie, too.
That's
first thing
ridiculous. I mean, you were, and that's a great director. So you know he's demanding. He's not some sherm. So, like, did you ever just want to be an actor and want to be like leading man and push for it?
I thought after Jerry Maguire and Picture Perfect came out at the same time,
right?
I thought, done, got it, leading man.
Yeah.
And then, no, that was the voice of a bird in fucking Paulie.
Right.
And then I did a whole bunch of, like, independent movies.
Yeah.
And I was, like, railing against the system. Like, why aren't I...
Oh, you were?
Why am I losing parts to Giovanni Ribisi and Luke Wilson? Like, I don't get it.
Right.
And then I got offered the TV show Action by Joel Silver.
Yeah.
And I told him no, because I did Go. It was like 4 in a row. It was like Suicide Kings, Go, I don't know. A bunch of independents in a row that were good. And finally I had this like 5th meeting with Joel Silver, the biggest producer before the Weinsteins. It was Joel Silver.
Yeah.
And then he goes, I'm offering you a lot of fucking money to be the star of the show. I don't get it. And I go, well, this is coming out. And then after that, it's seeing other people and this. And he goes, who are you, Parker fucking Posey?
Yeah, right.
He fucking hit me right in the heart. I've had a lot of people pop the balloon on the way up, but it's always been enlightening to me.
Yes. See, that's the thing. You opened your ears and you opened your heart.
Instead of going, fuck that guy.
When
I
you
go,
heard
why wouldn't I be the lead in
Short
the show?
As a character is making a joke about you and you're still taking it to heart in a good way of moving forward. A lot of us hear that joke and just feel beaten down. You go, oh, this is an opportunity for me to learn something.
That when the moment he said that, I realized my name will never be on a billboard above the title in a movie. Wow. It was like clear as day.
Right.
Like it's never like just get it out of your head. It's never if Martin Short is on stage as Jiminy Glick, and that's the joke that he thought I was cool with.
Yeah.
And Martin Short's like he's kind.
Oh yes.
He's very kind. That was crazy. It wasn't like somebody was like cutting me down.
But of course. But you know what's cool? It's acceptance. It's accepting your place and going, I'm at this level for a reason. And I'm supposed to be here instead of always, like you say, railing against it.
Yeah.
Like I always go, I'm never going to be the cool one. Like I'm never going to. I always say.
But everybody thinks you're cool. See, I want to go on that. Like there's a hole that we're talking about.
Cool is like Sarah Silverman and like they're hip and they're like, beautiful and this and that. And I go, I'm always going to be the kind of, chick that's really super funny, but that's what I do.
Would you trade places with her?
No, because I learned long ago.
Done. We're done.
Actually,
that's it. That's it. No, that's it.
Well, it's just for personal reasons. Like I think my life is how it's supposed to be and how I like it.
But,
so I don't know what her life's like, so I wouldn't know how to trade with.
Because I used to be jealous of Pauly Shore when he was doing those movies like Encino Man. He was making $2 million.
God, you didn't trade with him.
Well, he was making $2 million a movie, and he did like 8 of them. And I was doing like Uncle Sputchy's Chuckle Hut and fucking penguins in Iowa.
Right.
And no, I'm not coming back, Iowa. Stop. Just stop tweeting me. I'm not coming.
They do love you.
And then finally, my manager goes, would you trade places with him? And I'm like, nobody ever just asked me. And I was like, ugh, no.
Right.
Like, I don't want to do Biodome.
Well, I just remember there was about 7 years ago, there was an article about women in comedy. And on the cover was Tina Fey, Sarah Silverman, and Amy Poehler.
Not a comic, not a comic.
But
that makes me crazy.
Well,
like Bill Murray is one of the best comics. No, he's not a fucking comic.
Right. Well, no, they're comic actors. So,
right.
But in the spread in the inside was all these legitimate comics and comic actresses and shot by Annie Leibovitz and all this. And I'm like, I was so shattered. It was 10 years ago. I was like, why aren't I cool enough to be with them? Why aren't I cool enough? They quote me in the article, but they didn't even put me in the picture. Oh, my God. And then I'm like,
you were too fat.
That's not me.
No, you're too fat.
No, there was a fat bitch in there. I forget who it was. Fat cunt. But my heartfelt speech is a little derailed. But what I was going to say was, I'm like Rush. You know the band Rush?
Yes.
I'm like very good at what I do. I may influence a few people, but I'm never going to be the cool one. And those are the cool kids. I'm never cool.
You're the Canadian girl comic.
I am.
You're Rush. You're a trio.
I am. I'm
Greg
a power
Proops has
trio.
the best line about Rush I ever heard. He saw Rush in concert. I said, how was it? He goes, I've never seen more gray ponytails in my life. Fucking Rush.
I love Rush.
I love Rush, too.
I was a big prog rock fan from way back.
Huh?
When I was a journalist. I got out of Syracuse University. I was a journalist for years, so I interviewed bands and stuff. I interviewed Rush 3 times and Tull. I was a real nerd. Yes. Like, that was my shit.
Roundabout.
Yeah. Oh,
I put Roundabout out in the car, and my 3-year-old starts bobbing his head to the bass line. But that's what I tell myself. I hope it's the bass line that he's bobbing his head to. Because if he's doing it to the keyboards or the vocals, we got problems.
We are.
He's going to be roller skating to school.
Oh, my God. He might be, but you'd like that, you said.
I would.
Come in.
So you were not in that. I know exactly how you feel, like when you feel like you're left out, and you're like, I put in way more work. And there's always people that are kind of new, and they just sort of get anointed.
Well, and you're an asshole if you don't think they're funny. Like, you're not allowed to say.
You can't say, I don't think Aziz Ansari, if you say anything negative against him, full disclosure, I've never really seen him do stand-up, so I don't know.
Me neither. But there's certain people, Amy Schumer, Aziz Ansari, a lot of those guys who are newish and youngish and coolish. Like, I know Amy, she's cool as hell. She put me on her show.
Yeah.
But if you don't think they're cool, then you're an asshole.
Here's the thing about Amy.
It's almost like everybody brainwash the world.
Well, like, do you remember Gretchen Mol, the actress Gretchen Mol?
I don't.
Okay. 1992, 93, they put her on the cover of Vogue. No one had ever heard of her. I think she was in a Matthew McConaughey movie back then.
Mm-hmm.
Like some courtroom Matthew McConaughey. And recently she played Betty Page on like a HBO movie.
Okay.
But like, it was just like, here you go. Here's Gretchen Mol. No, we said. And it seems like suddenly that's kind of like the press is like really late to comedy.
Yeah.
And they don't realize like Bill Burr and like guys that can just go fucking destroy at a Klan rally, at the Apollo. I don't give a. You could put me in front of old people, gays, blacks, Puerto Ricans, Asians, that just got off a bus at Universal City. It doesn't matter. But they go like, no. This is the issue. These are all the people you should be on the lookout for.
It's true.
And you're like, wait, I'm supposed to be on the lookout for Tina Fey. She hosted the Oscars.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Right.
This doesn't even, your magazine doesn't make sense.
Well,
and she's talented.
Back in those days when I'd read that, like, remember Rolling Stone would always have a comic of the year or something, and I'd always want them to fail. It was so bad. This is like the first year, because I've been working on myself so much that I'm like, I don't know who that is, but good for them. But it took me 53 years to really be like not jealous.
How long have you been doing comedy?
Since I was 30, so 23 years.
Okay, so I've been doing 28 years, all right? Over 50 years between us, and we both had the same thing. I don't know who that is.
I don't.
Seriously, how do you and I not know who Rolling Stone or the New York Times is telling us is that this is the best person? We've been following this person for 3 weeks around Brooklyn. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe you should hit an Indian casino.
Yeah.
When you see Lisa Lampaneli at the Marriott in fucking Mahwah, New Jersey, she plays Rascals way north.
Oh my God, Rascals!
The good old days.
Best.
It was the best.
God,
that
best
fire
club
trap.
ever.
700 people in a basement, one stairwell.
Yeah. You knew somebody's
like, what if there's a fire? They go, what are you talking about?
Who cares?
Fire.
Yeah.
Why would there be a fire? You're like, I don't think anybody thinks there's going to be one. Who takes a joke the best? What minority across the board? Because I know who I think it is. What minority takes a joke always the best?
I think, from me, it's always either gay men or any type of Hispanic. Because, first of all, Latinos, there's something about not having an axe to grind. Because the black-white tension is so weird in America that, maybe some black people feel weird to laugh or whatever. But Mexicans, Hispanics, Filipinos across the board just have, this sounds prejudiced because it's even a compliment of a stereotypical nature, but they seem to be the most lighthearted and go, you know what, it's just a joke, who cares?
I thought she was funny, man.
Yeah, she was good.
I'll tell you mine after this. Here's commercials.
Geico presents Fan Mail to a Pig.
Dear Maxwell, first off, I really enjoy your commercials about Geico's app. I watch them over and over and over. They make me both laugh and very hungry. Weird. Anyway, I just want to let you know how Geico's new claim status updates on the app really blow me away. Getting those updates makes me think of you. I'd like to thank you in person. Just send me your address. All the best, Big Bad W. Sure thing, Big Bad W. I got a pen. It's 802 Not Gonna Happen Lane.
Claim status updates just a tap away on the Geico app.
Jay Mohr, your leader, is here telling you to choose Shell V-Power Premium Gasoline. It removes an average of 60% of performance-robbing gunk on intake valves left by low-quality premium gasolines, and it starts with your very first tank. Choose Shell V-Power today. Let the excitement begin.
I agree with you that the gays...
Gay men.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I had my wife on the podcast. I finally got my wife on the podcast, and I needed her to say out loud to America and everybody, lesbians fucking hate my wife.
Lesbians hate your wife?
On sight.
Why?
I don't know.
You think they love her?
No, and horses.
Horses hate your wife?
Horses. I came out of a Starbucks by the St. Regis Hotel in New York City.
Right.
With my wife, and there was a police horse, and the thing started fucking jumping up and down like she was the Omen. And she told me the day we met, lesbian horses hate me. But gay guys are confounded. Like, they get really confused because they do want to fuck her.
Right.
Like, we met Rufus Wainwright, and who's like, he's Rufus the Baptist. He's the gay. There's no one gayer and more royal gay. He's the Prince Charles of gay. And he looked her up and down, and like Mary Louise, it was at this weird benefit, like Mary Louise Parker and Susan Sarandon for some like Ugandan refugee thing. And like, it got so put on its head
Wow.
And on the way home, she goes, he wanted to fuck me, right? I'm like, no question.
Right.
And then like years later, she goes, remember that time? And I'll go, stop.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But gay guys absolutely take a joke better than anybody.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because, why? I don't know why.
I've asked them because I did gay book signings when Chocolate Please came out, still available at Amazon.com. And they've said, I said, is it because I sort of feel like an outsider too, like you guys, so you can take it from me? And then I was like, or do you just like mean people? I think it's that they have either really bad self-hate, so they buy into the negative stuff I'm saying, or they have a lot of self-love because they've worked on themselves and they're like, oh, she's just kidding and we know she loves us. So it's a combination of all those things. They don't take themselves as seriously unless you're at a rally or something and they want your fucking money for the fag AIDS. And you will never get a hate letter about me saying that. That's what's so weird. It's like if I just said something like the N-word, sickle cell, we might get one.
Yeah.
So those blacks have to learn.
Yeah.
Read something.
Wait, what did you say? No. Maybe gays also, because if you're gay your entire life and you're in a town, you can't come out of the closet and you're like this complete social outcast and what if, and it's a whole thing. And then you go to college and then like you're 28 and you finally come out of the closet, you get disowned by this person says I always knew, and it's a whole thing. Like once you come out of the closet, fucking life is like who gives a fuck about anything?
You're finally just able to let it all hang out. So when I call them out, they're all thrilled. I remember during a taping of a special, they came in tiaras and boas and stuff like that. And it was just like, oh my God, like you really kind of got to like yourself to do that and just got to feel free. I mean, it's cute.
What do you want to do movies? Of course you do, right?
No, that's the thing. Okay, listen what had happened to me.
First of all,
I kind of had
you're
the
full
revelation.
Of shit.
No,
You're
I had
full
the
of shit.
revelation you did, which was like, I like my level and this is where I'm supposed to be for a reason.
Oh, I just say that shit for the podcast to make the guests feel good.
No, I mean it because I'm 53. So I think I don't want to do anything unless it's fun. And every time I've been in a movie, I've had the worst experience ever because I stink. Like, I don't feel like a good actor. I went to Yale School of Drama for a summer program like 2 years ago, and I still feel I stink, even though my teachers
You went to the Yale
good.
School of Drama 2 years ago.
But just for a summer program. It was 6 weeks in the summer.
Yeah, but like that's something I would intensive. Like. That's like a bucket list thing for like me and my wife.
You should do it.
I would love to do
Well,
that.
Yale School of Drama is 3 years, but what they do is they take one semester of it and they put it into this summer program. It's a lot easier to get into. I just wanted to like have a quick thing about learning how to act. Because I was doing these movies, just little parts, and I would come home every day crying because I was like, I stink. I don't know how to act.
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, right?
What movies were you in?
David Chase did this movie with Gandolfini called, what was it called? Not Fade Away. It was like his first movie after The Sopranos. And he cast me for some reason. He just liked me, and he thought I reminded him of his aunt. And this
Maybe
movie.
he thought you were good for the part? That
He did.
That never crossed your mind?
He did, but I still came home feeling
He casted me because I reminded him of his aunt.
Well, I was playing his aunt. And he goes, I want people who remind me of my relative spirits.
Right, but if you couldn't do it, he would have hired somebody
I know.
else.
I just, every day
Would have hired Amy
torture. Well, I then went, I did an episode of Whitney on NBC. I felt terrible. I couldn't memorize. I was just a retard. So I go, this acting thing, I'm trying to force something that isn't right for me. So I think what I want to do is just the Broadway show, that Fat Girl Interrupted I was telling you about. And I did learn stuff at Yale for that. So that's good.
Really?
But other than that, I don't know. I don't like anything else. Like, I don't like TV. I don't like movies. I just want to perform and then retire.
When you're doing like the Venetian in these huge theaters,
I
don't
really have to do anything else. Like, I sold out Radio City and Carnegie Hall within a 3-month period.
Asshole.
No, I'm telling you why.
I'm at Stand Up
no,
Live.
but listen
Seats
to this.
250 people, and I'm doing 7 shows in November.
This was 4 years ago when my ticket sales were at its all-time high. I sold out those 2 places, and I was so proud of myself. And I was on such a high, and the promoter comes backstage, and he goes, oh, congratulations, I'm all happy. And he goes, next, Madison Square Garden. And immediately I went, oh, God, this isn't even enough. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I just didn't prove myself enough, and I got so depressed. And I said, F that. I'm just going to do what I do. And if this runs out, if my career runs and stalls, I'll just retire. I'm not that invested.
You get that kind of cabbage? You can just stop?
I could sell 2 of my places.
What a joke.
I'm not even kidding.
How many? Wait.
Okay,
I've been doing stand-up comedy a long time.
How do you not know I have money? Did you not look me up? Do you not listen to Howard
No,
Stern?
we just hang out. I see you around town whenever I'm in New York.
I save a lot, too. I'm really, really good with it. And I
You
don't
just
have
said you
kids.
write fucking checks all day. That's why you don't blow
Yeah, but
your
I
husband.
save,
That's why you
too.
got a divorce, because you wouldn't blow
Boy,
him
you
because you're too busy writing checks for every goddamn expense. So which
All
is
right,
it?
I do
Pick
make
a lane.
some money. But I have a house in Connecticut, apartment in the city.
Where's the apartment? Not specifically, but where?
Upper East Side.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, and a house on Canyon Ranch property in Tucson. It's a health spa. So I have scratch. But I don't have so much that it's like sick money. Like you probably have sicker money. Did you look me up on my celebrity worth?
Lisa Lampanelli's net worth.
What
First
is
of
it,
all, that's not
4.12?
Yeah, but that's not true. Just the properties alone, you're up around 8.
Wait,
it says 4.5. This celebrity net worth website is bullshit.
Out of date.
Because I know I'm not worth what it says I'm worth.
I know they're always wrong, aren't they?
No, with me they're way high. With you they're way low.
Oh, okay. Well, that feels.
I'm like,
good.
they don't know my mortgage. What'd you say, Vito? Oh,
That's fat Lisa. Skinny Lisa's worth so much more. No wonder.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
God,
get
you're a
home.
house. You could put your hands in your pockets when you're naked in this fucking photo.
Wait a minute. Did you see the house?
No, your big fat body.
Oh, I know.
Look at
Horrible,
you.
right?
Oh my God.
I'm telling you.
You're like a Macy's Day
107 pounds
float.
is a lot. I know. See how Jay, though, just went to, like, knowing I'm rich to now he has to make fat jokes about me? I get the insecurity.
No, I'm
It's
obsessed
okay.
with the net worth because it's
The girth and the net worth, baby.
Girth worth.
That's going to be the next book that
Girth
won't
and
sell
worth.
and I'll get no advance for.
If you own an apartment in Manhattan,
No, that one I rent because
Oh, well,
I
that's-
sold
well,
mine
that's-
and put the money in the bank. See, that's where the
you
net worth
had an
goes up.
apartment in Manhattan and you sold
on the
it.
Upper West Side. I sold it and I put the money in the bank.
Okay.
And I have it. Well, not
So
the bank, but
already I know that website's nuts.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But that's why I wouldn't even. But you think I'm kidding when I say I'd sell 2 of my houses? I would.
No, I don't
because-
think you were kidding at
no,
all.
'cause
It's just
I would-
amazing.
I just would go, well, because I don't have anybody I answer to. So I don't have a husband I have to answer to. I don't have kids I have to support. I could always go.
Yeah, because
gosh,
you
I
keep
could
cutting
live-
everybody loose that you care about.
I don't really care about them. As long as I'm good to my mother, and that's all I kind of feel like I
Is she in
owe.
Connecticut?
Yeah, she's 20 minutes from my house.
That's it. That's
She's
all you
cool.
need.
I'll
What's her
live with
name?
her. I'll live with that bitch.
What's her name?
Gloria.
Gloria?
Gloria.
Gloria.
Hey,
Gloria, we
Gloria.
love you. Lisa Lampanelli, Fat Girl Interrupted.
Coming
And
to
you're gonna
Broadway supposedly at some point in my history before I retire. Hopefully.
Well,
That's
like,
how I've started saying it because these Broadway people are full of crap.
you got the investors and stuff, right?
Well, what happened was we dumped our producers because, with Broadway, the producer makes the money and the artist makes shit. And I wrote and developed it, so why shouldn't I get the money? So instead, we got a producer instead. I'm sorry, a promoter instead. So
Okay.
my promoter, Live Nation, is doing it.
Don King?
Yeah. I fucked Don King.
So you wish.
Yeah, I do wish. I actually sat next to him at a roast, and he was getting a little too close to me.
Lisa Lampanelli, like he's not sure what room he's in anymore.
Ew, he's so gross.
He just teases the hair up and he's good to go. As long as the hair is right, he can just say shit that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Now he wears like denim with American flags on the back.
Yeah, right?
He's always holding the stupid American flags. I'm
Yeah,
not saying
well,
the
he
American
held
flags
those-
are stupid.
I
When
know.
Don King holds them, it looks stupid.
Isn't it great how you have to clarify that for the veterans out there who might take offense because they're
huge
half a foot?
audience, huge part of the audience.
Sure.
And, we love it. You ever do USO shows?
Never.
Why
I'm
not?
too edgy for them. They always said, I say too much politically incorrect stuff.
Yeah, but when I go to Camp Pendleton, I'll do a show for Marines, and when I point out the Latino Marines and the
Right.
difference between Latino and white Marines and black, that's when the place goes fucking crazy.
Well, that's
You would
when
destroy.
the people go nuts. But to get your way in, it's I need a nice tape like you probably have.
A
You
tape?
you just send a few nice clips from Picture Perfect and say, please help this guy.
Me standing there in my boxers and my hair before my teeth were veneered. You got to watch it again.
I love
Pre-veneers.
it. I love
You
it.
can see my crooked
I
little
really
werewolf
think
teeth.
You're great.
You're great.
Did you love action when you did it?
Loved it.
That
Loved
was
it.
fierce.
Never loved working harder than I ever worked in my life that ever in my life.
But, and what about that great? There was a movie where you played somebody in the mob that was super funny.
Mafia.
That was awesome.
That was the most money I ever made for a movie, and it's the only thing I auditioned for. Literally auditioned for probably 700 things. Got 35,
Yeah.
which is a very high batting average.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the only thing I ever auditioned for. They told me I got it in the room. I auditioned, and they go, great.
But then after that, why did you say I'll never see my name above a title? That was a starring role in a big movie that 4 people went
That
to see.
bombed.
But you know why? When I saw it on the first day, listen how deluded I am that how great Jay is. I went to see that opening day, no lie, in Connecticut, where I was living at the time. Nope. And I go, I'm going to go to the first showing because this thing's going to be sold out. And I was one of two people, me and my friend. And I'm like, this sucks because the movie's good.
It is a good movie. And if you smoke pot out there, most of you, if you've never seen Mafia High, it's an entirely different
Really?
Oh, it's fucking not. It's ridiculous.
Well, I love it.
It's like watching, like the first time you saw Airplane High and you're like, oh my God. They're all wearing turbans. I never noticed. Like
it's
weird
a whole
shit.
different level.
Yeah, it's a whole different level.
Yeah.
And no, so that bombed. And then there's like other things that you do that I always assume everything's going to be great. That's why you do it.
Right.
You don't audition for something like, hey, maybe this will be on TV Land and I'll be on it for Valerie Bertinelli and no one will see it. You audition for shit because you think it's going to be great. Action was great, but nobody watched it. It was on opposite Friends and WWF Wrestling.
Oy vey.
So like the counter programming was out of its mind.
Right.
So
but
you don't want to act.
Don't you think it's funnier? It's better to do stuff and have things come out of by accident. Like, I didn't know they gave Grammys for comedy. So years ago, about 5 years ago, my publicist called me and she goes, "Oh, you got nominated for a Grammy." I'm like, "For what?" And she's like, "For your comedy album, Dirty Girl." I'm like, "Wow!" So without like knowing I want it, it came to me. So it's almost like I'm just going to go with what comes to me.
Who won that year?
Oh my God, I was pissed because get the nominees: me, George Lopez, Harry Shearer, who had a great album. And there was another real comic. I
gotta think Harry Shearer is the front runner just because he's got the gravitas
and those two jerk offs from New Zealand. What's their name? Flight of the Conchords. And I go, Jesus Christ! That's when Jethro Tull won over Metallica for best heavy metal act.
And Jane's Addiction, 1988. Nothing Shocking and Metallica. Yeah,
we lose.
Jethro Tull.
Oh, the other one was Stephen Wright. Stephen Wright. Me and him.
Stephen Wright lost. Forget you're even in the equation.
Yeah, I don't even.
Stephen Wright lost a comedy Grammy.
Yeah.
To anybody.
Yeah.
In any year.
Oh, I was pissed.
You know what's amazing? You don't give a shit about the awards, and it is great when you get nominated.
Right.
I won.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're there, and they say the nominees are,
mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, there's a 1 in 5 shot. I'm walking out here with a fucking Grammy.
How cool would that be?
You'd stab your fucking grandmother in the eye for that fucking.
Absolutely.
No one. You're the only person I have this conversation with.
Yeah.
I was nominated for an Emmy for like Last Comic Standing and for writing for Saturday Night Live. Like I've been there a couple times.
Yeah.
And you go, well, you know what? Good for the show.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I own it. It's good. It'll make the show go longer, hopefully. And you go, fuck it, I'm at the Grammys. This is great. And they go, and the nominees are. And then there's a fucking monitor with 5 faces on it. And you go, oh, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Can we just fight in a lot for this? Because I'll fuck everybody up.
Yeah.
Where's that fucking Proops cat? Let's fight.
Yeah. Well, what sucked more was that day the New York Times came out. It was a Sunday. So there was a big article on me and a big one on Stephen Wright. So 2 full-page articles on us two, and these Concord fucks win. First of all, they're foreign, and these are our awards, so don't even think you're coming in here.
Fuck you, Kiwis.
I can't stand them. And I hate clean and clever, like
it's very
alternative,
dry. It's very dry in here.
Thinking bullshit. Shut up.
I thought you washed the sink. I did wash it, and you washed it again.
I hated them. But what was great thing was, though, they're the ones who won, so I got shit all over them. Like if Harry Shearer won, I couldn't get material out of shitting all over him.
In front of Stephen Wright.
Not Lopez. So I'm like, okay, good. The right
Lopez
people won.
is a Latin guy. You fucking go right at him.
That's true.
I lost to that guy.
Yeah.
See, but you would say differently.
That fucking spick.
Yeah.
That lazy cocksucker. It was kind of like that. Kind of the clever stuff, That's why I always come up with it. I got a million
you
of them.
really are.
I got a million of them. Wetback. Oh, there you go. That's good. Yeah.
You're amazing.
I remember early on some loser comic told me I should never say racial slurs because he was this guy who, I won't say his name, but I was at the Strip all the time and he was there and he had
listen, if you say his name, I give you my word, I swear to God, we've done it on before.
Oh, no, because you probably have no. Oh, you mean you want me to tell you?
If you tell me on the podcast and then you text me.
Take it out?
If you
I'm not going to text you. I'm going to tell you. Can you take it out?
Oh, then don't say it. Just tell me later.
This guy, so he had just gotten a deal with Fox or something for a TV show. But that was back when everybody
was
getting
go,
deals.
Dane.
No, it wasn't him.
No, of course it was
a guy in New
Dane.
York. So he had just gotten a deal, so he thought he was a big shot. And he goes to me, Lampaneli, you're really good. You're really funny. But if I'm you, stay away from like Spick and Chink. It's just not, it's not good. You're not going to get anywhere with that stuff. So as usual, back in the day, I was like, oh, okay. And I did exactly what I wanted. I mean, I poo-pooed Rickles' fucking advice. I'm not going to listen to this loser, big-headed cocksucker whose show went nowhere. So a few years ago, I bump into him, and he goes, I remember when I said that to you? Oh. I was wrong for that. You obviously have made something of yourself. And I'm like, and you haven't? So this is great.
Even the way he admitted his mistake was
kind of dickly. Yeah.
You know, you've obviously made something for yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
What was Rickles' advice to you?
Just keep it clean, no matter what. He goes, I hear you do kind of that insult stuff like I do. I mean, he was super nice.
Where'd you see him?
The Friars knew I was a huge fan of his, and I was just starting out kind of with the insult stuff. And they go, why don't you go when you're at Jersey seeing him in Atlantic City? We'll hook you up to go backstage and just say hi. So I was like so nervous because that's like a god to me.
Hi, how are you? Bullheaded
faggot. He was so nice and he was like so cool. But then he said, I only have one advice for you. Keep it clean because then you can work anywhere. And in my head, I'm thinking, I don't want to work anywhere. I don't want to do a bar mitzvah. I don't want to do a yeshiva benefit. Like I want to do comedy edgy and hard. But of course I went, oh, thank you very much. And then forgot it instantly.
How about the two places you don't want to play, both Jewish places?
Hate the Jews.
Yeah.
Pretty much came out
Lisa
today.
Lampaneli, insultcomic.com.
Jewhater.com. We'll buy that.
No, that's a different website because they will go there. They listen. It's a million people.
Okay,
and they go anywhere you tell them to go.
Don't go there. Don't go there. Go to gashaintfunny.com. I do own that because I remember once I was saying how women comics are horrible. And I go, I should really buy the web. I was on some radio show. I go, I think I should buy gashaintfunny.com. By the end of the show, someone bought it for me, so I own that.
And is there anything on it?
I hope so.
Or is it just like a Verizon ad?
That's a gash.
Hey, gash.
Gash ain't funny.
Keep it clean, honey. You're never going to play the garden if you curse, you fucking animal. Hey!
Oh, there's a guy. Did
he ever give you advice?
Yes. Well, no.
That was my Seinfeld, by the way.
Oh, okay. It's very good. No, he won't talk to me. No, we had, with Dice, it was really funny because I bumped into him in an airport and he had his big old Navy lady glasses on.
He looks like Mr. Magoo.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And he wasn't yet doing as great as he is now with the movies and stuff. And he said to me, we should really do some shows together. And at the time, I didn't want to because I just like having my underling opener and I don't want to have like a co-headliner
You're the
thing.
queen. It's your show.
Stupid,
it's your show.
You know? I like to run the whole thing.
Of course.
So I remember a really funny text I got from him and I saved it just in case I need it someday. And it said, hey, Lise, you didn't call me. I know you're doing your own thing, but remember, I'm Dice in capital letters. And I go, I'm saving this forever.
Me and him have been arguing for the better part of like 15 years on like Opie and Anthony.
About what?
Like crazy shit. Like crazy. You could look it up on YouTube. Him and I yelling at each other.
Right.
And like almost like fist fighting. He called my house in New York, and the girl I was with at the time, he explained to her on the phone how he was going to kill me. So when I got home, she made me call the cops.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you don't understand. She goes, he explained to me how he's going to kill you. It turns out he was doing dialogue from like 5 o'clock high, like the John Cryer movie.
That's
like he was literally doing it.
Yeah.
So like we've been going back and forth. And everyone's like, you got to get Dice on the podcast. You guys got to put this to rest.
Yeah.
I finally get his number, right? And then my phone rings, and it's Dice, and I'm putting my baby down for a nap. I can't answer it because it's going to be like an hour long, like, look, bro, let's get this fucking... I don't like having any enemies. I got nothing to hide. I think you are the fucking king of comedy, period.
Mm-hmm.
And he leaves a message. I finally check the message like an hour later. He goes, hey, it's Dice. We got all these fucking people riled up, right? Like it was like a
big joke to him.
I didn't know it, though.
Oh, no!
I thought I was at war with Andrew Dice Clay for the last 18 years.
Maybe you were.
Where are you from?
He was just trying to get out of it by saying, yeah, we were just goofing on each other.
I don't think so. It was really, because Andrew, when you talk to him, he's like actually like a sincere, like sensitive. He'll look you in the eye and go, I don't know how I feel. He'll really like talk to you. He goes, we got these people all fucking riled up, right? So we'll do the podcast thing. We'll bang it out. These people are fucking all maniacs, right? And I was like, I had no idea.
Dude.
I literally, it was like Jerry the King Lawler and fucking Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
But I didn't know I was Andy Kaufman.
Right. Are you kind of stupid sometimes?
Kind of.
Like, because you strike me
I do radio.
Are you college educated?
Oh, no.
Really? Because you went right from high school to doing comedy?
16 years old. I drove to Buffalo for $50.
I love it.
8 hours. Wow. I drove back, parked in my parents' driveway, showered, went to first period French class.
See, this is what I think a true comic is.
And that's what's missing. That's what we'll never
I
happen
agree.
again.
And I've said to my openers who I've gotten rid of before, when I'm mad at them for being late or whatever, I said, you haven't been a comic till you've slept in your car on the way to Florida because you can't afford the hotel room in South Carolina. Fuck you. They're so entitled.
Dig a trench. It's like being an Army Ranger. Dig a hole and sleep in it.
Yep. See? That's why we're good and they're shit.
So the Broadway show that's not going to happen.
Never.
Fat Girl Interrupted.
Never will happen.
And insultcomic.com.
I'll end up using it for my next special.
It's going to happen. It's going to be great because you know what? You're going to get everybody that's going to want to come. And like what you do is refreshing. Like how many times can you see Sweeney Todd? And I say that loving Sondheim.
Yeah.
Like I'm a complete theater fag. I'll use your dialect. But again, going back to Greg Proops, we always argue, are we gay guys straight? Are we the gayest straight guys? Or are we the straightest gay guys? Because we know like Jim Jeffries and I talked for like an hour only about musical theater.
Wow, that's impressive.
There's a weird undercurrent of comics that are just like, oh really? You saw
oh my God,
Osage County? You saw it on stage? It was really good.
That is a great show.
No, it was amazing. 3 hours long. You didn't even give a shit.
Yeah. God, you are.
And the movie was good too.
Yeah.
The
movie was good.
I blew a guy.
Oh, who did?
I qualify.
Me.
I ain't opening for you though. I don't want that goddamn $50 you roll whatever that gay guy is.
Listen, that fag gets paid good.
Hey, look, you get the food, the room. That's called passive income, Mo, okay?
Okay.
That's passive income. It's like being a butler for Batman. You get to live, you do your laundry. So don't break my chops about the fee.
But I'm paying him too much.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. See, that's stupid. I'm too nice.
Insult comic. How much, well, you got a prenup in your favor, you said.
Yeah. No. Well, I had to give Jimmy some money, but not too much.
Did you sell an apartment on the Upper East Side?
Hell no.
You just said you did?
No, Upper West Side, and now I'm on the Upper East Side.
All right, but you sold a Manhattan apartment.
Right.
Then you can pay an opener.
Exactly, that's true.
Lisa Lampaneli, insultcomic.com. I love this woman, and I tell people all the time, they know. Like, if I go, like, I put my name on it, like, that's like the
that's nice.
thing. And there's people that have been in here and been in the Fake Mustache Studios at the house, where I'm like, oh, okay, great. So if you want to see that, Lisa Lampaneli is the fucking best. Go see her.
Thank you. I never thought you even knew who I was.
We've seen each other 20 times.
Until then.
Oh.
Yeah, I was just like, he probably just thinks.
What about at that glory hole at the Dolly Madison restaurant?
It was fun.
How did you not know that was me?
Memories from
Why were you behind the wall?
I was terrible at it. I'm sorry. Less teeth, more tongue.
And I'm like, let me show you. Insultcomic.com. And all your dates are there.
Yes.
All your big theater dates.
Huge.
And all your Indian. Huge. There's an H in huge. Huge. Lisa Lampanelli. Put your name on it. I love you, honey.
Love you, Val. No.
Did you ever see on the Learning Channel that guy that had 135-pound balls?
Well, that's a disease, though.
Yeah, but you would 100 like at 3 pounds, you would go see your. All right,
Yeah,
how
yeah.
heavy were Jimmy Big Balls balls?
You know, I never weighed them, but honestly, if you're classy out there, and I doubt you are listening to Jay, they look like 2 Cabernet goblets. Like Cabernet, it's like that big one. Poor Jimmy. And you know what? Now that we got divorced, we're still very amicable and friendly. But get this. A friend of mine went in. You know Joe Bartnick, the comedian?
Yes.
He went and he saw Jimmy. He goes, "Hey, Big Balls." And Jimmy goes, "I'm divorced now. I think Jimmy Big Balls is dead.
Jimmy Big Balls
I'll just
is
be
dead.
called James from
How
now
does he
on."
wear pants?
You know, a lot of pleats.
Lisa Lampaneli's website is insultcomic.com.
Yes, it is.
And here's the thing. I always love watching you do stand-up. And you've always been really nice. Like when I'm at Gotham, you'll always come by. Sure. I know your husband was there too, but you and I have always spoken and we've always gotten along great.
You're good.
Thank you. You're very nice. I'm always fascinated with comics that get away with it. And other comics say the exact same thing and they're on TMZ and they got to issue an apology.
Right.
Is it the fact that you don't give 5 fucks from the start?
I think it starts from there where you just go, "Oh, I'm having fun. I can say these words and not piss anybody off." And you can just go, "Oh, I'm having a blast." So they're going to. You know how when you write a joke, you go, "I don't have to test it because if I think it's funny, they're going to think it's funny." Like you just sell it.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it is that I really don't have a prejudice or racist bone in my body. Like I love the gays, as you know. I love the fags. So I can call them anything I want. Kathy Griffin even said to me once, she came to my show and she's like, "Oh my God, you call them cornholers and ass pirates and Hershey Highway Patrolmen, rectal rangers, turd burglars, sperm burpers."
Want to add more excitement behind the wheel? Choose Shell V-Power Premium Gasoline and experience a drive that comes alive. Shell V-Power removes an average of 60% of performance-robbing gunk on intake valves left by low-quality premium gasolines, and it starts with your very first tank. And now you can save big on Shell fuels. Just sign up free for the Fuel Rewards Network program and receive at least 3 cents per gallon instantly on every fill-up. For full offer and details, visit fuelrewards.com. Shell V-Power Premium.
Hello, podcast fans. Adam Carolla here. I'm leading the fight against patent trolls who are threatening this medium. It's not about me. It's about the podcast you're listening to right now. If I go down, this show could be next. Visit fundanything.com/patent troll for more information on how you can keep podcasting alive. Thank you and mahalo.
Geico presents Fan Mail to a Pig.
Dear Maxwell, first off, hope you are well. And I am. Seems like all you do is promote Geico's web and app abilities. And while I really enjoyed your last commercial where you talked about how I could take a photo of my VIN number and add it to my account all via my Geico app, I've got to think it doesn't leave you much time for anything else. Do tell. Sincerely, Miranda Morgan. Well, Miranda, thank you for asking. And this Geico spokespig does have time to do other things. For instance, I do a lot of
VIN scanning to add a car, just a tap away on the Geico app.
Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness?
Yeah, well, the thing is, he's like 6'3", 6'5", something like that. Oh, it's bad when you don't know your husband's height.
Maybe that's why you get divorced. You know nothing about it. Why'd you guys get divorced?
That's the problem. I think we didn't really know each other that well when we got married. Like, we were the type that kind of at the time he filled a good need for me, which was I wanted to be with somebody safe and protective and who'd never leave kind of thing out of my own insecurity.
And then you leave him. What a creep.
Exactly. That's why I had huge guilt until, thank God, he got a girlfriend who I actually like and know. And I was like, okay, now the guilt is done. I sucked him into this horrible relationship. And now that he's moved on, I'm like, okay, I can just move on too.
You lose 150 pounds and then you cut him loose.
Well, he lost 100 in his defense.
Did you guys lose it at the same time?
Yeah. Like, I got gastric sleeve surgery in April of 2012, and he got it in June of 2012 because he said if I didn't die on the table, he'd do it, which is very loving if you think about it. So he
ain't
got
not for
it.
nothing, but if you come out of this, maybe I'll think about
maybe
it.
I'll get lose weight too. So yeah, no, he lost a lot of weight, and he looks like a movie star. Like, he looks real good now.
He really, I don't know how David Chase missed him on The Sopranos.
No kidding, right?
He's perfect.
I know. He could have been that guy, the one who, the gayish one. Remember the one at the end, the Fanuc?
Johnny Cakes.
Yeah. Oh, I love Johnny Cakes.
I love Johnny Cakes. But I think the listeners of the More Stories podcast need to know you never call him Jimmy. It's the first time. So you've been
Jimmy Big Balls.
Jimmy Big Balls.
Yeah, well, that was because he had those balls that look like.
No, we don't know. You're looking at me and Vito, engineer, like you remember Jimmy's big ball. No, we don't know.
Oh, we had huge balls, like the entrance to Epcot Center. I mean, huge. It looked like that thing a hobo puts on a stick and puts over the shoulder. You know that big freaking thing.
Like when Scooby-Doo runs. Scooby-Doo. Like when Snoopy runs.
Look at the game change.
Donuts.
If you want a battle, it's either that you will or you won't. You know, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Gals.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
There's something wrong with us. Something very, very wrong with us.
Hey, man.
More Stories podcast with the lovely Lisa Lampaneli. Fat Girl Interrupted is the one-woman show, right?
Yes, it is.
Now, I take umbrage to that title, or maybe it's apropos.
It is.
Because you're very slim.
I am. I lost 107 pounds.
That's a lot of sex.
That's pretty good.
That's a lot of sex.
Oh, that's no sex.
No sex.
No
sex is making you gain weight.
Yes, that's the problem.
Well, they do make condoms.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't why.
Oh.
Just with inappropriate partners, let's just say that. When you're with the wrong person, you don't want to F them.
No. So you just sit in bed and eat next to them?
Oh, yeah. You just eat a lot. You know you're not really, truly in the happy relationship you thought you were in when you just are like, what do we eat now? Because you know what I mean? It's like we never think of sex. We never get around to it. So that's why we're getting through the divorce amicably.
Oh, yeah.
Happily.
Now, Jimmy, who I know.
You know him from Gotham.
I didn't know you were divorced. And when you came in, your Wikipedia page said you just got divorced.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, I know Jimmy from Gotham Comedy Club.
Right.
He always has that cool beard. He looks like he's in the Just for Men commercial.
He does.
He's like a giant man away. The kerchief on a stick.
That's exactly it. Big and hairy. I hadn't seen anything that big and hairy since I gave Oprah a Brazilian. Okay, I mean it's huge. So
Jimmy Big Balls.
But this is the one thing I wonder because his new girlfriend is super nice. I like her. I kind of introduced them. See, I do my job. You know, if I'm going to leave you, I'm going to set you up for the future. First of all, you get money from the prenup, but not too much because I had a very good prenup in my favor. So I gave him a little money to get started. I set him up with the new girlfriend. But how is she dealing with those balls? That's what I want to know.
Do you ask him?
I got to get close enough to ask him because they are horrifying.
How? Like, do they hurt when you make love?
Dude!
I have very small, and full disclosure, I have very tiny balls.
Oh, really?
Tiny.
Is it off-putting?
No, they're just small.
But that's even weirder.
Why is that weirder?
Well,
you just said his balls were Epcot Center entrances.
Well, they are. And you know what the thing about the balls were, too? It's like one day he showed me as he was losing the weight, and this is how we know God hates me and wants me to go to hell. Those balls, as he lost the weight, the balls got bigger. It was almost like, it wasn't just an optical illusion. It was like they legitimately gained in size. So one night he's laying there and he goes, hey, check it out, because that's how he talked, because he's a wop. His ball was resting on the sheet on my side of the bed. And because I'm a nice person trying to be spinning it positive, we never have to buy throw pillows again. But you know what? I think, Vito, if I may call you that is the night I know. When I saw that one ball on the sheet and the other one on the nightstand, I was like, this is done. We got to get out of this relationship.
Yeah. Or you could have rested your head on it and loved him.
I could have. Or used it as a doggy bed for
doggy. Or a doggy door.
Yeah.
A trick dog door, like the Winchester Mystery House of Nuts.
Oh, my God.
You think you're coming and going.
You don't.